It's Wednesday, March the 7th, and you're tuned in to the TNIAB podcast. I'm Vince.
I'm Anthony.
And this is the Geek Chic Culture Show where we talk about all the fun, cool things in the world.
Dude, it's March.
It is March. It was February last time we recorded.
Yeah.
And now it's March. It was exactly 7 days ago that it was February.
Dude, it's March.
Wow, man, it's March. That's crazy. I don't feel like time is going by fast, but I'm still surprised that it's March.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. That said, it's still a winter.
Mhm.
It's still relatively cold out there.
You're up in Canada, obviously our weather's a little bipolar.
Yeah, you know what's crazy I've been hearing though? Even though we get some cold weather and we got some warm days, Europe is going through like an ice age right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, you know how like the Arctic is melting?
Mhm.
All the coldness is happening over in Europe.
Ooh.
Like it was snowing in Spain.
Weird.
Yeah, so I don't know. I thought that was interesting.
I wonder if that'll be the new Arctic.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Spain. No more corks for anybody.
Oh, are they the number
I
one
think
distributor of corks?
they're the only distributor of corks.
Really?
I think it was like you can only get corks from Spain, if
Really?
I'm remembering correctly.
Wow. Huh.
Because like the cork plant or whatever is the perfect temperature. Like it's very specific.
Really?
And Spain is the only place that has the... I could be wrong, but that's what I heard.
Damn. Well, the more you know.
Yeah.
The more you know. Anyways, this week was I think it was pretty chill this week.
Yeah. Not much happened.
Yeah, however, we are doing like we promised last episode.
Mhm.
This week is the start of our 3-part series of
Drinking and driving.
And what does that entail?
That entails us drinking on the podcast.
Shit, okay.
But also it entails us talking and reviewing about driving media.
Yes. Yeah.
I want to broaden this out past Initial D.
Yeah.
But we are covering the Initial D movies.
Yeah. The new Initial D.
New Initial D movies. They cover stage 1 of the series of the manga.
Mm-hmm.
And there's 3 movies in total. So
Yeah.
this instance of this gear of drinking and driving.
Oh, fuck.
Gear 1. Can we
Yeah.
just call each season a gear? Like every time we do a new series, it'll be a gear.
Either that or we'll have to call it like T1, like turn 1.
Turn 1. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, T1/Gear 1. We haven't
Yeah.
decided yet.
It depends how far we go. I think if we pass 7 years, then we have an issue. We got to go to switch it to like
8 gears.
Yeah.
Or a Formula 1 car.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're covering those Initial D movies. There's 3 of them in total. And this one covers the first bit, the origin, I guess, of
The origin?
of
origin.
Takumi, of the Panda 86.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
It's called, so for again, title is New Initial D Movie : Legend.
Yeah.
Legend.
I only remember the Legend is the first one, and the last one is Dream.
Yeah.
I don't remember the middle one.
The second one is Awakening.
Awakening. There we go.
Yeah. I believe Legend refers to the legend of his father
Yeah.
and how he used to drive
Bunta, and he's
Yeah.
a baller.
and how he used to drive the ghost of Akina.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Before we get to the movie, we should get to the first part of the segment, which is the drinking segment.
Which is the alcohol segment.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, Anthony and I we've decided that whiskey would be
Our drink of choice.
our drink of choice
Yeah.
for when, because if you're gonna drink and drive,
Go for the hard stuff.
yes,
Go for the hard stuff. You might as well go big or go home.
yes. Okay. I guess we're gonna go through what we have to drink. What's on the tasting menu tonight?
Yeah.
I'll go first because mine is decidedly cheaper.
Okay.
I wanted to support some local businesses.
All right.
Some local Canadian Ontario businesses. Actually, this business is like a town over.
Yeah, like a hop a skip.
Yeah. We see it on the highway all the time on the way to the Niagara Falls.
Mhm.
This is 40 Creek something Canadian whiskey.
Yeah. Premium Barrel Select.
Yeah, man. It's
43%.
Yeah, I believe it's 100 proof.
Yeah. Which that's usually the go-to for whiskey is like 43%.
Yeah, I honestly don't know.
I don't know the proofs because don't use proof, use percentage, you monkeys.
Yeah.
Also, get off the Imperial system. That shit's dumb.
You're right. I only said 100 proof because that's what it said on the tag, but I don't see it anywhere on the label.
Yeah, no.
So, yeah. 40 Creek Distillery, Ontario, Canada. Have you been to that distillery?
I have not. I've never been to any distillery.
We should go. 40 Creek's a cool one.
I'm down.
It's it doesn't look like it from the outside, but it's pretty cool.
Okay.
Okay, so what do you got?
I have...
What are you going to press the audience with?
I have Lagavulin.
Okay.
Lagavulin is a single malt Scotch whiskey. This
Mm.
one in particular is 18 years. Or sorry, not 18, 16 years.
Yep.
And the best way I can describe it is that it tastes like a campfire smells.
See, you say that, and like I'm immediately intrigued, and then I think about a campfire, and I'm like, that's just fire.
Yeah, but like imagine it's like you're drinking the smoke that comes from the burnt wood, and it's a very smoky whiskey.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's a little expensive, but
Do you want to tell the listeners how much?
let's start off with yours first. How much did you
All
pay?
right, mine was $25 Canadian.
$25 Canadian. Hot damn.
Yeah, man,
A
bargain
ballin' over
for 750 mil.
For 750. All right, or for my 750 mil.
Yeah.
It was 140.
Whoa! Oh man.
I don't drink that often,
Neither do I.
so I decided that like I bought a $100 bottle last year,
Yeah.
and I still have half of it left.
Yeah.
So I figure like I don't drink that often. I might as well get the good shit because I buy one piece of alcohol a year.
Yeah.
So let's do it.
All right. Let's.
Damn, you're feeling it.
No, I'm only at half.
Okay.
Which one did you want to teach?
Haven't tried that one.
Yeah, you tried this one, the campfire one.
In that case, this
You
one.
want this one? How much do you want?
Just like a quarter.
Like that?
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Cheers.
To
Driving.
driving
Driving.
and drinking.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh, this is surprisingly smooth.
Is it? Okay. I'll have to try that after.
It's very smooth, actually. It does taste like oak.
Ooh, I haven't had any alcohol in a while because I felt it burn on the way down.
Nah, it's just clearing out your system.
Yeah, it's getting rid of all the imperfections.
Ooh, this does have an oaky taste to it.
I like how we're like whiskey connoisseurs now.
Just like the label said it would.
Oh, thanks, label.
The label said it would be oaky and smooth. And surprise, surprise, it is oaky and smooth.
This one says, what does it say?
It does not say tastes like a campfire in your mouth. That I know.
Ooh, it takes out the fire, but leaves in the warmth.
Wow, that's some pretentious bullshit.
Yeah.
I'll read mine. Oak aged and crafted for smoothness.
That's some to the point. That's some to the point marketing. They're like, listen, this thing's $20, whatever.
Yeah.
Like it's just we just bottled it.
Yeah. We bottled it. Bottled and bond.
But yeah, that's it. That's our drinks. We're gonna be drinking through it, so you can watch us deteriorate as the
Yeah.
show goes on.
So let us move on to driving.
Mhm.
So like Anthony had said, this sums up the early chapters in Initial D. Specifically, this movie, Legend, deals with Takumi's first race.
Yeah.
Up to and during, and then the beach part after the first race.
Yeah.
And that's all it covers.
If you're familiar with Initial D,
yeah.
there's a lot in here where you're like, oh man, these characters know nothing.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
And it's fun to watch it even as someone who has already seen the series.
Yeah, so I think the real draw to these movies is that the original Initial D anime came out way back in the 90s.
They were running in the 90s.
And that was the first introduction of CG into anime.
Yeah.
And it was not good.
It was no, it was not. It
So
was bad.
yeah, so the real draw here is you get to revisit and re-experience stage 1 in more beautiful done
Yeah.
animation.
They have the 2D animation for all the characters, but the 3D model cars are still there.
Yeah, I will say the first thing that I noticed about the 3D model cars is even in the later stages, like stage 4, 5, and final, you could still tell they were CG.
Yeah.
In these movies, they've added like a like a Borderlands like really hard edge filter to it.
Mhm.
So even though it looks CG, it has a very artsy feel to it.
But that's that manga thing. Like
Yeah.
Initial D manga is weird how they stylize those cars.
Yeah, they make him look like super tired and beat up.
It kind of looks like, you know, when Goku is training in the 100 times gravity ball thing,
Yeah.
floating through space, and like when they tried to show gravity, they showed a bunch of lines like
Yeah.
pushing down. It kind of looks like that at all times.
Yeah. It's a really cool effect. It doesn't make any sense when you think about it,
Yeah.
but it's super cool.
It
to
looks
see.
cool,
Yeah.
and it makes the cars very distinct.
Yeah, so that's what's really cool about the animation. What you think of the movie?
I thought the movie was fantastic.
Yeah.
The thing is like, if you've seen it already, like, what are your thoughts on the first stage of Initial D? Was it awesome?
Yeah.
Hey, guess what? It's still good.
Yeah.
Right. I'm glad to have seen that story has kept with it, and I can't tell if it's just me because like I always have like a mild interest in cars. Like I used to buy like Import Tuner magazine and stuff as a kid.
Yeah.
I liked all those original Fast and the Furious movies, Gone in 60 Seconds, all that stuff. And I wonder, I'm really interested in seeing like maybe what an up and coming anime fan would think of Initial D.
Yeah.
Would think of that story, right? And coming from me, it's I don't know. It's like a different stance because I kind of grew up with Initial D. Like I knew about it. I didn't read it, but I did watch like a couple episodes when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I did enjoy it then, and I still enjoy it now.
Mhm.
So I don't know how much of that is nostalgia or how much of that is still
Right,
the
right.
story is great. But Initial D builds up characters in such a great way.
Mhm.
Like the relationship between Takumi and Bunta,
Yeah.
where they're both, you know, that they're father and son because
Yeah.
they're basically the same person,
Yeah.
right? Down to the T-shirt.
Yeah.
When he's delivering the tofu and they're both wearing the white T-shirt,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Their friend characters and their side characters. Everyone has their specific archetype, but it doesn't feel rote.
Yeah. It just feels like that's who they are.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that has to do with not only great writing in
Mhm.
terms of the characters, but also great art and making those characters look like the role that they are in,
Mhm.
right? Like Bunta looks like your old grizzled badass. Takumi looks like an up and coming main character.
Yeah.
Who's the guy with the RX-7? I forget his name.
Keisuke?
Yeah, Keisuke looks like the hot-blooded rival
Yeah.
with his spiked hair and
Yeah.
his collared sweater with no
Yeah.
hood, right? And I think he nails the art on all these characters and matches them with what their personality type is.
Mhm.
And I look at this and I'm like, yeah, I can see why Initial D is popular
Yeah.
and why it ran for so long
Mhm.
because he put care into this work.
Mhm.
What,
Sure.
what did you think?
Yeah, I agree. You know, I loved Initial D. Initial D was one of the first anime I watched when I was getting back in.
Yeah.
And I mostly watched it because it was a car related thing.
Yeah.
And that was my excuse. Like, I can watch anime. This one's about cars.
Yeah, it's easy.
Yeah, I could do it. And
Little
then-
did you know,
Yeah, little
the slippery
yeah.
slope
How it would change me forever.
to waifus.
Yeah. Jeez. Which is strange because Initial D is one of the only series that I'm interested in that doesn't have a waifu.
Mm.
Oh, unless you want to talk about like reverse gender role. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Bunta best boy.
Bunta, he might be best boy. That's all I'm saying. Like he's the mature, wise one.
Okay.
He like thinks like he makes it so it's like, yeah, I don't give a shit about you. But really, he does. Right?
Yeah.
He's tsundere father.
Yeah. You know, I've always liked Keisuke though.
Keisuke
I've always liked that archetype.
speaks his mind, hothead.
Yeah.
Like he just has this natural talent, but can't explain why.
Yeah, like why else do I like Bakugo from Thing?
Yeah, true.
Right.
He's just a baller, hothead.
Yeah. Why do I like that? Why do I think Vegeta's cool? You know.
Whatever, man. Vegeta's always second place.
So is Keisuke apparently.
Yeah, true.
So yeah. No, it's I thought it was really well done. They do cut out a lot, but I think they keep the most important pieces there. Like and it's still and you never feel like you're losing anything by watching this movie.
I will say you will if you watch these movies, you will definitely gain something by either watching the anime or reading the manga because
Yeah.
there are little parts in there that kind of pepper in different types of personality
Yep.
and knowledge to backgrounds
Uh-huh.
and stuff. But you're right, the movie cuts out a lot of stuff, but it doesn't feel like you're missing out on anything.
Yeah, at this point, it almost feels like you watch the show because you want a bit more explanation.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I think it's a good. It's been edited real well, or what they've done is selected. The I think the only disappointment I have, and I know you're gonna agree with me with this, is music.
Yeah. Yo, what the fuck?
Yeah, there's no Eurobeat. It's all J-pop.
Yeah, for people, or like some J-rock, but there's also J-pop in there, which is
Yeah.
weird. For people who don't know what the original Initial D soundtrack was like in the anime,
Yeah.
like it's all Euro beats.
Yeah.
When I said Running in the 90s earlier, that was a reference
Yeah.
to a song called Running in the 90s. If you haven't listened to that stuff, like I think it's great outside of the show as well.
Yeah.
But I
I had a CD of Initial D Eurobeats in
Yeah.
my car.
do yourself a favor and listen, just Google or YouTube. No, sorry, Bing Initial D Eurobeats.
Just search up the original.
Initial D original soundtrack.
No, the original opening to Initial D.
Oh yeah.
Then you'll
That's good,
understand. When you'll understand where Initial D started, you'll get the animation,
Yeah.
you'll get the music, you'll get
You'll
it
get
all.
everything all in one package. And
Yeah.
it's super disappointing.
So I want to know if they chose that because they want to make, because this is new Initial D and it was made for an audience from 2010 and beyond, if they're just using that music to reflect the time period we're in. Because Initial D came out around the early 2000s when Eurobeats were arguably at their most popular.
I want, like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, Initial D is, the people who like Initial D are our age or older.
Yeah.
Right? Because even for us
Yeah.
being in North America, we got that stuff late.
Yeah.
So in Japan, like, those people are much older now.
Yeah.
So I can totally see that it's like, okay, we got to put in music that's more appealing, but still sort of has like a retro feel,
Yeah.
right? But I would love to see if there's like a Blu-ray release, like an alternate soundtrack release that has the original stuff.
Yeah.
Because a lot of what made the anime are those songs,
Yeah.
right? They're perfect high energy songs for racing.
Yeah.
Whereas in this movie, they felt kind of like background.
Yeah, they did feel like background music.
I couldn't tell you what a single song sounded like from this movie.
Yeah.
Like, and we just watched it.
It sounds like a guy singing.
Yeah.
Like a Japanese dude singing.
And there's like
about
some
something.
guitar in there.
Yeah.
He's going like.
Yeah. But yeah, otherwise I liked it. It's only an hour long, the first movie, so it's not a huge investment, and you get a good idea of what Initial D is.
You get a grip of the backstory.
I think a lot of people who've never seen Initial D, this is a great entry point, and then if you want to check out more, then you have catalogs of content to go through.
Yeah.
But if you've always wanted to know what Initial D was about, they did a really well job at introducing it to a new audience. There's something about these set of movies that I know happens at the very end, and I can't wait.
It's like alternate timeline, like
I can't tell you.
Ugh.
We'll get there.
Okay.
We'll get there. But yeah.
But okay, we both like the movie.
Mm.
We're both disappointed in the music. What in the first stage are you most interested in seeing redone?
Oh, me? I want to see him battle with the Skyline.
With the sky? Okay.
That or the battle with Keisuke's older brother.
Those are both good.
Yeah.
I just want to see Bunta drive.
Oh.
I want to see the drift with no hands, and he lights a
with
cigarette.
with his friend?
Yeah, with his friend's dad.
He's like, Bunta, what are you doing?
What are you doing? He's like, I'm just testing out the car. I mess around with the suspension a little bit. We'll see. And then he is able to drift with the weight of the car, not even touching the steering wheel.
Yeah.
That, man, anime dads are so sick.
That is such an iconic scene for the series. I don't know if they could do it and have it live up to that original scene.
Yeah, I want to see it, man.
Yeah.
I want to see it.
Yeah.
That or everything I want to see is involving Bunta. That or him unknowingly racing his dad.
See, like, I want to see that too, but that's not till, like...
Yeah, that's not till way later.
That's a stage 4 appearance.
Yeah.
And this is only covering the early stages, so...
I guess gotta wait for those other movies.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, it's good. It's good. I recommend it.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, for sure. So there you go. We'll be back with drinking and driving next week.
Well, we're still drinking.
Okay, we'll be back with driving
with the
next
driving
week.
portion.
We will continue to drink and power on because Paul Chu, like promised, he has written in another week, another question.
Damn, Paul.
This time Paul says, Based on your overall thoughts on Mary and the Witch's Flower, let's talk about missed opportunities.
Okay.
You both said that this movie had so much potential, but just ended up being fine, if not disappointing. What other missed opportunities have you seen, observed? Maybe a movie that had a ton of potential to be great, but ended up sucking, or a video game by a studio that you love that just ended up not delivering, or perhaps it was just a lovely, delicious-looking cookie that ended up being a no-bake cookie. Would love to hear your thoughts.
Man, he's hitting those cuts. The no bake cookie reference. I think one of the biggest ones for me is actually one of our award winners of most biggest disappointment of the year, which is Rock Band 4.
Wow.
The initial release of Rock Band 4 was a complete clusterfuck.
Interesting.
And I still play that series to this day, right? Like, I played Rock Band this week.
Yeah.
And when Rock Band 4 first came out, like, it had no songs. Backwards compatibility for songs was a disaster. Their instruments sucked. There were so many problems. And it was so disappointing. Because it was off of a game, Rock Band 3, that had keyboard support, it had online play, it had so many features.
Yeah.
And in this one, they took out keyboard support, they got rid of a bunch of stuff, they got rid of online play, they only added it recently. And it's just like, man, what the fuck? It's really bad.
It's tough for me to think, like, there's the obvious ones that I could go to. Like
The Kingdom Hearts series.
No. Actually, you know what? I know what it is.
Final Fantasy 9.
It's a Final Fantasy, but it's not the Final Fantasy you're expecting.
All right.
Final Fantasy, The Spirits Within.
Ooh, Spirits Within was not good.
Oh, but do you remember the hype? Do you remember the hype?
Yes, it was like, this is the CG marvel.
Yeah.
This is the best looking. Like, to be fair, it still looks kind of good.
This is when Final Fantasy was still, like, the King of Kings.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was 9 or 10 just come out, and maybe even earlier. But
I think it might have been around 10.
Yeah, so Final Fantasy was still arguably at its
Peak.
highest. Yeah, like this was it. And then they throw this out, and you get to the theaters and you're like, what happened? What happened?
What are you guys doing?
What is this? Everyone expected a spiky-haired blonde with a big sword, and you got this... What was I watching?
Regular ass scientists and
Yeah.
there's like ghost dragons.
Yeah.
That are stealing people's souls. Yeah, that movie sucks.
Mm.
Wow. That's a bad movie.
But I guess he's looking for just an okay experience.
Like an okay experience. The thing is like the hard thing about recalling those
Is you forget them.
is that you forget them. They were
Yeah.
only okay,
Yeah.
right? And it's really the really good or the really bad that stick out in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I had noticed this question before. I probably would have done some like research. I probably would have went through my library of games and been like, yeah, there's some shit in here that's disappointing.
Yeah.
But that's a tough question to think about.
It is. It's very tough. I can't really recall too many things. Like I'm looking around, not seeing too much inspiration
For toys.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
You know what? Post-secondary education.
Whoa!
Post-secondary education, you know, like I was all hyped up. I was coming out of high school being like, man, I'm going to go to college. I'm going to get a degree. And it's going to be this experience of a lifetime. And I get there. It's whatever. And I graduate twice. And it's like, what? Okay. Nobody's impressed.
Okay, I got mine. Mine is the formative years of the PlayStation 3.
Ooh.
And I think this has a lot to do because the PlayStation 3 was the first console that I was going to buy, like
With
of
your own money?
My own money that I had saved up for specifically after working. Because the other ones I bought with my own money, but it was like the PS2 had been out for forever already, and it was
Yeah.
like $150
Yeah.
at this point. But I wanted to go in from like this was the first time I was going to go in day
Day
one,
one.
my own money.
I didn't know you then.
No, and that was here. It was $659.
Yeah, man. Holy shit.
And I remember buying that, being so excited. And like, I don't want to say it was a bad console because it certainly wasn't. It just
I don't know, man. Mine got the yellow light of death.
So did mine.
Okay.
So did mine. But I mean, like, it was a lot of money that I didn't do anything with. It kind of just sat there for a long time.
So you got one at retail.
Yeah.
Yo, let me tell you a story.
I know you're gonna go with.
I bought that shit on the aftermarket.
Ouch! How much? Tell him how much.
$800.
Oh.
I couldn't find one, so me and my cousins were like, they're like, Anthony, you love video games. We're gonna take you out because we're older. I got the car. We're gonna go wait outside of Walmart. We go wait outside of Walmart in Ancaster, and they're like, hey guys, we only have 20 consoles.
Ouch.
They short shipped us, so we're gonna count in line. If you are not within the 20, go home because you're not getting one. They count all the way to us.
Yeah.
My cousins and I, 21, 22, 23.
Ouch.
And it burned.
Ouch.
It burned.
Ouch.
If we got there like 10 minutes earlier,
You would have had it.
I would have had it.
Damn.
Then I had the day after, a cousin's friend got one at a Fortino's.
Mm.
And like, what?
Mm-hmm.
And then I paid him $800.
Damn.
That was a lot of, that's a lot of money now.
Damn.
But that was an extra lot of
That's
money.
a lot of
back
money
then.
for 60 gigabytes.
Yeah. And then go out to Toys R Us afterwards.
Yeah.
And then buy like MotorStorm.
Yeah.
I bought MotorStorm in, was it Resistance?
Yeah, Resistance.
Yeah, MotorStorm and Resistance.
I think I bought Resistance and Tekken 5?
I thought Dark Resurrection was PSN download only.
Then it must have just been Tekken 5.
Was that launch?
Yeah.
Damn.
Tekken 5.
I liked Resistance.
Oh, it was fun.
Yeah, that stuff's cool. And I liked MotorStorm.
Yeah. Motorstorm was fun.
I played with the 6-axis on that one.
Yeah, I tried.
Try.
I tried.
No, I was one of those Mark McDonald. Not Mark McDonald. Who's the guy on 1UP that loved motion control?
Ryan
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was that guy.
Yeah.
And I was watching 1UP.com and be like, Ryan, you understand me.
Ryan O'Donnell.
Ryan O'Donnell. I was like, Ryan O'Donnell, you get it.
Yeah.
You understand.
Yeah.
The power of motion. The power of the 6-axis.
It was so powerful it failed.
So powerful that they took it out.
Yeah. That and remember the first year of PlayStation 3? No rumble.
No rumble. You know why?
Why?
Because, like, rumble takes you out of the experience.
Shut up, Sony!
You don't want to feel... You don't want to be reminded that you're in the real world. With the rumble, it takes you out. You want to be focused on that screen.
Damn.
I just want to go down this PS3 train now.
Do you remember that console had 4 different, like, SD card readers?
Yeah.
Like, what? What?
It was like mini, micro, the huge one. Like, I was surprised it didn't have floppy disk because it had everything. The one thing I did like about it, though, is that it had 4 USB ports.
It did have 4 USB ports.
And they brought it down to 2 afterwards.
Yeah, I don't know what. Like, they took out the card readers, fine. But why would you take out the USB ports? They're so useful.
It destroyed Rock Band for a while. I had to go buy like a
adapter.
splitter.
Yeah, that sucks, man.
Do you remember? I want to go down the rabbit hole of the PS3 shit that happened. But do you remember when Devil May Cry 4 came out?
What about it?
And that was one of the first games on the PS3 to have like an extensively long install.
Oh yeah.
Right. Do you remember what the PR team said for that shit?
No, I can't remember.
They were like,
"You've been playing so much Devil May Cry."
What you need to do is that while you're installing Devil May Cry 4, you need to go upstairs, do whatever you need to do, and make a sandwich.
Oh yeah.
And get a drink, because you're gonna need sustenance for how long you're gonna be playing Devil May Cry 4.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
That whole early era of that generation was so dumb.
Yeah.
Because even the 360, like, they were riding high, but also they were having red rings like a motherfucker.
Yeah, they did, yeah. Like, the 360 was, like, the perfect console if
it worked.
If it worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the problem with the 360.
It's fucking ridiculous.
But I remember that because the 360 had, they had so many innovative ideas. I remember looking across being like, should I have bought the Xbox?
Yo, see this avatar?
Yeah.
You want to see the bottom of Avatar's shoe? Bam!
Yeah. I remember because they had your profile and your saves, just put it on a memory card, bring it to a friend's house. Now you can
that's so sick.
And I was like, what? And then they had achievements. They had so many really. They had custom soundtracks.
Yeah, custom soundtracks was on the original Xbox, but
Yeah.
also was on the 360.
Yeah, and I was like, it was like all these great ideas, and I remember looking at my PlayStation and being like, well, how come this one doesn't?
Yeah.
The Xbox 360 has Rumble.
Yeah.
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 I think the biggest, between Red Ring of Death and having to use batteries, that was the worst part of the 360.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still to this day though, like I think like they should have PS4 Sony.
Yeah.
When they brought out those new versions of the DualShocks,
Uh-huh.
they really should have added that ability that Xbox One has, where your profile is stored on your controller.
Oh yeah.
So if you bring your controller
Yeah.
over to a friend's house, it just logs you in, and you can like get achievements and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, that was cool.
Like the whole thing you have to do now with like signing into your phone,
Yeah.
and you don't get achievements and all this bullshit.
Yeah.
It's so lame.
Yeah. Yeah. It is pretty lame. Yeah, but that was the PlayStation 3 in the formative years.
I think that one wins. Formative years of PlayStation 3.
Yeah. Wow.
That was disappointing as fuck.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Man. They came out with such great games like Haze.
You remember when they got Korn to
Yeah.
promote Haze? We think Haze is the shit.
Oh man.
And we really rocked it on this soundtrack.
I honestly believe 2006, 2007, my favorite years of video gaming.
Oh my god, they're so dumb. That also has my favorite episode of a gaming podcast ever, which was the hotspot on GameSpot when they were making fun of that Korn thing from Haze.
Yeah.
We think Haze is the shit. It's so stupid. I'm gonna re-listen to that podcast now. That's online somewhere.
Oh wow. Yep. There you go. There you go, Paul.
PS3 informative years were trash city.
Yeah, man. Whew.
It is the platform I own the second most games for.
Yeah.
Physically, not
Yeah.
including Steam.
Yeah.
But
That's also the game console that lasted and lived the longest.
yeah. Holy
So,
shit.
No surprise.
It's crazy because I think about it now and I'm like, either PS4 is going to pull out a PlayStation 3 and live on for like another couple years, or we're in the midst of a new console generation.
Yeah.
Like next year or the year after is like PS5.
Well, I thought
If they continue with boxes at
Yeah.
all.
I think it'll continue, but I think it'll be iterative upgrades.
I can see that.
You
You think it'll be like a phone thing?
Yeah, I've always believed that that's eventually where it has to go that way.
That would be
It's already happening, right? The Pro exists.
yeah. That would be really fantastic in terms of backwards compatibility for games.
Because it'd have to work.
Because they'd be the thing is that the only way you can do iterative upgrades like that is if you're just on PC architecture,
Yeah.
right? That way it makes making multi-platform games much easier.
Well, isn't that the whole thing behind the PS4?
Yeah, because they had the cell processors in
yeah,
the 3.
yeah.
Yeah, so like they're gonna have to be on PC architecture. When you go forward, you're gonna be able to play those old games still, hopefully.
Yeah.
My thing is that I think we talked about this on Twitter recently. I still want that physical media, right? I want those discs.
Good fucking luck.
Because my whole thing, I've said it many times on the podcast, is if I have everything on a service and that service goes down, what am I going to do?
Nothing.
Right? It happened with the Wii Shop.
Yeah.
Like all those Wii Shop exclusive games, like if you didn't download them and have them on your Wii right now,
Yeah.
they're gone.
Mm.
You can't access that store anymore.
Right.
So
Mm.
it's an issue if you think of it that way. I guess it's only if you care about it enough, right? As things as a service.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there you go. Hopefully that answers your question, Paul. Now you know.
Now, if you don't know, now you know.
Now you know. Great.
I'm not gonna finish the rest of that lyric.
Yeah. Do we have any picks of the week?
I have one.
What's up?
Avengers Infinity War
Mm-hmm.
got pushed up a week,
Oh.
and they marketed it as got pushed up to April, boy.
Yeah.
Got pushed up to April.
From May.
A whole month.
Yeah.
But when you do the math, it's really just a week. They just
Yeah.
pushed it up a week.
Yeah. They pushed it up 7 days.
So we can see it earlier, I guess.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, is that gonna make a difference? I don't know.
I don't know, because we're probably gonna see it on Tuesday.
Yeah,
would assume.
probably.
Get that cheap movie night. Actually, I got free movie tickets. I don't give a
Same.
shit.
I got tons of gift certificates I need to use.
Can you use free movie tickets online? because I tried to use. It said like there was a voucher box in the Cineplex online app, but
You mean like you have you have a physical free movie night
I have
thing?
a physical free movie night coupon.
Oh, okay, no, you have to go to the place and use it. Yeah.
Garbage.
Yeah.
And I actually have another one. This one came up recently, but do you like anime?
Fuck, man. Do I like anime?
Anime is pretty dope, right? Do you like sailors?
I do.
Do you like Sailor Scouts?
Getting hot in here. Getting hot.
Well, let me tell. Do you like musicals?
Oh no!
So
You've betrayed me.
I did betray you. So going on at Cineplex, there is a live action Sailor Moon musical happening April 4th.
Gross.
And we can watch it. And
Is it anime?
no, it's live action.
Okay, let's buy tickets.
I want to.
Let's buy tickets.
And we will.
Let's buy tickets.
I'm gonna show you the poster for this.
Okay. So hot. Oh god. Why are there two Reenies?
I don't know. Why are there two Reenies?
What?
Don't you remember the evil Reenie?
Black Lady?
Black Lady.
But they're both kids.
Dun dun dun.
What's happening?
I don't know, man. So
Where's the unicorn?
this is taking some liberties. It seems there's two Reenies for some reason.
Two mini moons, sorry. I mean two Chibiusas.
Chibiusas.
Yeah.
My bad.
Jeez.
Yeah, but yeah, all the Sailor Scouts are there.
When can we buy tickets?
We can buy tickets right now, Vince.
Okay.
Right at this
I
moment.
guess we need to buy tickets. We need to buy tickets.
We need to buy tickets. It's the only option.
Yeah.
There's no other thing we can do on that day
Yeah.
other than watch Sailor Moon the musical.
Wow. Okay. Excellent. Is this a Tuesday?
I don't 4th, whatever April 4th is.
Wednesday. It's a Wednesday.
It's a Wednesday.
Great. Excellent.
Let's see. Are you correct?
It's a Wednesday.
It's a Wednesday.
Yeah.
You're right.
April 1st is a Sunday.
Yeah.
Easter's on April Fool's.
There you go. JK LOL.
This is going to be an awful Easter.
There's going to be a lot of April Fool's religious jokes on the internet.
I think people are going to get egged.
Oh, please. That'd be fantastic. But yeah, those are my picks.
Okay, great.
Those are my picks.
My pick is nothing.
Nothing? Yeah, dude, it was a slow week.
I've honestly in my spare time all I've been doing is just reading updates on Formula 1 testing, and that's super boring. So I got nothing to tell you other than hey, Formula 1 is starting very soon, I believe on the weekend of the 17th.
I did watch that video you posted regarding was it Mercedes comparing their two cars?
Yeah.
And that was insanely interesting.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that goes on.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff. You look at those cars, those are the same cars. And he's like, no, they're not.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
Check out all this cool, minute shit that's happening.
And then he's like, there's even more stuff that we can't tell you about. Yeah. So.
Well, because you don't have a pick, I'm going to fill that time with a joke I heard recently.
It's got to be awful. Okay.
It's going to be awful.
Hit it.
Sadly, I think my family are a bunch of racists.
Okay.
I started dating a black girl recently.
Okay.
So I decided to bring her home to meet the family. The kids wouldn't talk to her. My wife told me to pack up my bags and leave. That's such a dumb joke.
That is a very dumb joke.
But it's so good.
Is it?
But it's so good.
All right. What's next? Our weeks. Did you do anything?
I did some stuff. I'm waiting to see if you did. If you had nothing for picks, did you have anything for your week? Because I know you played some of your favorite game of 2016.
I did. I got to play Overwatch's newest character.
Baguette.
And let me tell you, she's real cool. I guess I never
You
got...
say this, but her... I interrupted you, sorry, but...
Go ahead.
You say this, but when we watched that video, she looks super lame.
So she did, but she's... Okay, so her class is support, but what she plays more like is a tank support hybrid.
So she's an off tank.
Yeah, think of her as baby Reinhardt with some healing ability.
Oh, wait, you saying she's Baby Reinhardt because she's
No,
a woman?
no,
It's
no,
fucked
no.
up.
Well, she's Torbjorn's daughter.
Yeah.
But her backstory is like she has two fathers, as in like she was raised by Torbjorn, but she follows Reinhardt around.
Yeah.
Right, and her character reflects that. So when she basically she has a mini shield that only protects herself, basically
Mhm.
half the strength of Reinhardt's, but she can rocket into people with the shield, like shield bash, like Reinhardt.
Okay. But with the shield up.
Well, only with the shield up. So
Yeah.
when she bashes, she's protected.
Okay.
Which is really cool. The basic fundamentals of her gameplay are she's the support class that stays with the team and in people's faces. What she does is she has a flail.
Mhm.
It's like a rocket mace, and she whips that around, and it does minimal damage or low damage. But every time she hits somebody, it activates her passive, which is an AoE healing.
Oh.
And so the idea is you stay with the group, you bring the group together to fight people, and when you're fighting people, you're constantly healing. The only thing is its healing rate is lower than Lucio's passive heal, so it's not a lot of healing.
Huh. That's really interesting. That's more risk, less reward.
Yeah, so her secondary ability is she can just give people healing, but her healing is a hybrid of like a healing beam as well as Torbjorn's armor pack.
Okay.
So she can heal you for 150, but if you're full on health, then that rest of healing doesn't go to waste. Like, you know, you can overheal in the form of armor.
Okay.
And that's where the Torbjorn side comes in. She also has another attack where her flail shoots out for ranged. It does a bit more damage, but its primary function is it causes you to disrupt, or like it doesn't stun, it bounces you somewhere.
Okay. It like displaces you a little bit.
Yeah, and then her ult is rally, which gives you speed boost and temporary armor to everyone in the vicinity.
Okay.
She doesn't when she does kind of play, or like her effect on the gameplay is kind of like Lucio in the sense that she's not doing massive heals or massive damage, but she's there to constantly keep you alive and constantly protect.
Okay.
And she's a fun support character because you're with everyone else and you're in people's faces. So if you like that kind of play style, she's really cool to play around with. The only thing I'll say is if you like that play style, Moira's also another good
Pick. Yeah, because she has to be offensive to get her heals back, right?
Exactly. And so it's weird that the most recent characters are two supports that kind of fill the same niche. The only difference is Moira is squishy and Baguette is not.
So does that show? I guess that shows in the rate of their healing. I assume Moira can heal much faster.
She
than
can.
Baguette.
Moira can do some insane healing.
Okay.
It's almost unfair, but equally Moira can also do some insane damage.
Okay.
For support characters. So
does she do more than Zenyatta?
No, because she can't headshot.
Sure.
No,
Okay.
she can't. And Zenyatta's Orb of Discord is still really strong. But otherwise, yeah. She's pretty cool. They showed off her skins, and she has some really cool skins. She has one that's very Torbjorn inspired, where they call it Engineer, and they've given her more like tool shop clothing.
Okay.
And then she has one that's been inspired by Reinhardt, and they've just given her straight up.
She looks like a paladin in that one.
Yeah,
right?
she looks fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And you're just like, damn. And they have a skin color for that, or a color swap for it, where it's all black, so she looks like a Black Knight.
Ooh, nice.
So it's really cool. But yeah, no, I can't wait for her to hit the live servers so that you could play.
Yeah. So you're playing on the PTR.
I was playing on the PC PTR under a friend's account, so yeah.
Nice.
I cannot wait to play her because I think she's gonna be my new go-to now that Mercy's kind of
Whatevs.
yeah. She's not whatever. She's just not as fun.
All right.
It's not as fun.
Okay.
I mean, great news is Diva stole too good. She's the best, man. She's a monster. She's a monster. She can't be stopped.
All right, I'm gonna repeat myself.
She's the monster.
Whatever.
She can't be stopped. I'm on the last 5 episodes of Terrace House Hello Estate.
Damn.
So that's episode 31 of
Damn.
36. I can't wait to see this. Like, I want it to end.
You want it to end because
Yeah.
you're done.
Well, at least with Aloha State, I am. When this season started out, they had like a great mix of characters, and they're all brilliant. They're all, you know what it was? They were all young and youthful and full of life.
Yeah, making mistakes, hitting the town.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, that's what you do with your youth. You screw up and you don't know how to deal with situations. As the season has gone on and all those kids have gone on to better things, like they mostly leave for career choices or they want to go do stuff with their life, what they've been replacing them with are not, I don't want to say older adults because they're all late 20s,
Yeah.
but I want to say they're people who have been through the trials of youth, and now they're just jaded and cynical and just out for themselves. And it's just not fun to watch them interact with one another.
Yeah, I can understand.
Because all they want to do is bicker, and it's just like, I don't want to. That's not what I'm here for.
I bet that like hits a certain crowd though, like that Real Housewives of whatever.
Oh,
crowd.
for sure. And,
Yeah.
then it's just like, that's probably what it is. And that's like the stigmatism I have with reality shows. Also, I don't like them because that's generally what they're all about. And I like Terrace House because it wasn't
A bunch of youthful kids having
yeah,
fun.
and like yeah, and when they had problems, they would address them and they would like be cool because they're kids, right? But when
Yeah.
you're an adult, you hold grudges forever for some reason.
Because they're petty.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is. So yeah, I can't wait for it to end.
I learned recently, so AKB, sorry, not Terrace House
Yeah.
is teaching me a lot of stuff. In the original season that's not on Netflix, the one
Yeah.
that was only in Japan so far, there is one of the girls in there is in AKB48.
Oh
Yeah, she's one of the, like, I guess one of the pop stars there.
yeah,
But also, I think it's later on in the season I'm watching that there is some idol group in Japan that's all made out of guaveur idols and adult video actresses.
whoa,
And they're like a pop star singing group.
whoa,
But they're all like pseudo porn stars or actual porn stars.
whoa,
Yeah.
cool. That's interesting.
It's really weird. They got a really eclectic group of people on the show throughout the seasons.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But also, I'm telling you, man, Shin Dan Kuroda
I know.
is in one of the
So,
seasons of Terrace House.
That's my next thing to tackle when I finish these last episodes. I'm gonna go back.
All right.
I'm gonna go back attack.
There you go.
Yeah, and I think that I want to say that was my week. Sure.
That was it?
Mhm.
All right. So do you want me to start with an old game or an older game?
An older game, obviously.
All right. So I've been playing Final Fantasy IV for the first time.
Oh, with the paladin. Sorry,
with
no.
Dark Knight Cecil.
Cecil,
Yeah.
and his best friend the dragoon.
The Dragoon? Yes. So, I got a PSP from a coworker.
Oh, you're playing on the PSP?
So my coworker was like, "Hey Anthony, you like video games?" I was like, "Hell yeah, I do." And she's like, "I was cleaning out some stuff and I found a PSP. Mint. I used it once, never played it again." She gives me this PSP 3000 for free.
Yeah.
Mint. Never used. So I was like, I gotta test it out. I put in my other PSP 3000 battery in it because she didn't have the battery for some reason. And I popped in Final Fantasy IV and I was playing it to test it out. And I was like, yeah, this is really nice. It's like brand new. This is fantastic. But I got hooked. And so I started playing it. And Final Fantasy IV is pretty cool.
It is.
Yeah, I own it on the DS, but I heard that the DS, or I know that the DS one is like insanely hard,
It is.
right? Like unfairly hard.
But it's so cute to look at.
It's like Bravely Default graphics, right?
It is very hard.
Yeah. So that was one of the reasons I didn't pick that one. The other reason is that apparently this PSP one is the most complete that I've heard because it has the after years portion.
Yeah.
Um
I was so surprised that had not made it to PSN yet.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So they don't have the original pixel art graphics. It's like a mix between like smooth 2D lines and pixel art.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as like those mobile ports of Final Fantasy VI. But it's still like I kind of wish the pixel art was here. Like you could have like made some nicer pixel art. That would have been nice.
I think they did it to make it in line with the after years.
Yeah.
Mm.
But I didn't realize, I don't know if this is just the PSP version, but how fast this game fucking moves. Like in the story. You start out, the king's like, yo bitch, go to this town, fuck everybody up. And you're like, okay. You hang out with your dragoon bud. You go, you destroy a dragon. And you get to a town of summoners. And when you get to the town, the ring that the king gave you summons a bunch of bombs, and they level the city.
Yep.
And then you meet what's her face, Rydia,
Yep. Rydia, the green hair.
the green hair
Yep.
summoner. She's like, "Bitch, you killed my mom."
Yeah.
And it's like, you killed the dragon that she summoned, and when that dies, she dies. It's like, oh fuck, man! Like the
Yeah.
story moves, and it immediately turns into a story of like kingdom betrayal.
Yeah. Cecil has to find himself.
Yeah,
and
Cecil's like, I can't work for a king that
Yeah.
would do this to these people, all this stuff, and like your dragoon boy is like, I knew you'd come around. Like, I know you think that way. So I'm gonna go do my own thing, but you
Yeah.
gotta take her
Yeah.
and you gotta figure shit out.
Yeah.
Right? And I wanna say I'm like 2 hours in. I already got 5 party members. I had a party member leave, like come in and leave already. So right now I'm working with Cecil, Rydia, the white mage, the girl,
Yeah. Yeah.
the monk,
Yeah.
and the bard.
Yep.
And this 5-person party system is really cool because you can have like the front line, back line. And I don't think I've ever played another Final Fantasy.
You've never played Frontline Backline?
Yeah, other than I played a little bit of what's it called? That one on the 360 where it's the Immortals. And it's like 4 discs.
Lost Odyssey?
Yeah, Lost Odyssey. Lost Odyssey had frontline, backline. And so that was really the only RPG
Oh,
I've
yeah,
played
you
like
never
that.
played 7.
I played 7.
7 is Frontline Backline.
Yeah, I didn't get that far because the game fucking sucks. They're like, hey man, after you're like in this girl's house and she like wants to hang out with you,
Wow.
you need to escape Midgar, but like we're not gonna tell you what to do. You're just gonna fight houses forever. And I'm like, this game's trash.
Okay.
Final Fantasy 7's not good. So I'm playing that, and yeah, 4's fucking fantastic. The amount of unique skills that each class has, like the monk is an offensive monster,
Yeah.
like being able to do kicks and flurries and stuff, but he can also defend and give himself protect in certain cases. Rydia and her summons, they're not just these right now, they're not just these MP draining one-off attacks. Like you can use them strategically. Cecil being a Dark Knight, balancing your HP and your attack. Like, do you want to do crazy AoE damage, or do you just want to like hit one-on-one, right? And it's so fun. It's such a great story, even though I'm only like so far into it.
Yeah. So, yeah, I remember reading. So the reason DS version is very difficult
Yeah.
is to slow you down.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's to slow everything down.
I'm gonna say I don't think this game is very long.
It's not. So that's a thing. Original 2D JRPGs, like they max out at like 30 hours.
Yeah.
So you're like a
I'm
third
like-
of the way.
I'm like 2 hours into this
Yeah.
game, and I'm already like high teens in levels.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
it just moves. And it reminds me of when I played Final Fantasy 2 on the PSP, and I moved through that game too. Right? So, yeah, playing through it, love it. I finally understand the origins of Spoony Bard.
Oh, you got to that joke.
Yeah. You Spoony Bard. It's such a dumb line.
Yep.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yep.
But there is a great this guy, I think his name's Motto. He does these books, they're called Legends of Localization, and he has a website called that, and he has a great article on Spoony Bard and the different translations between different versions
Yeah.
and different regions and stuff like that. It's a fantastic read.
Yeah.
But I don't even know what these guys were thinking. Like, these guys are nuts. Spoony Bard.
Spoony Bottle.
And I didn't realize how many times they reference it in like other Final Fantasy games going forward.
It is
Right.
quite the joke.
It is quite the joke, and it's fantastic. I love it, and I finally know the origins.
Yeah.
But so far, I'm loving it.
Yeah.
It's really good.
You played 5?
I did not. 5 is one of those ones where I'm kind of nervous to play.
Because you don't think it'll live up to the expectation?
No, because I think I'll love it.
Yeah.
And then I'll be one of those dirty hipsters.
I was gonna say, because that's the black sheep.
Yeah, then I'll be like, yo, fucking 5 was the best. Yo, job system and like Gilgamesh.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be one of those dirty motherfuckers that are like, yeah, I played 5, but I only played it in the original Japanese. Yeah. Side tangent, I think one of my favorite video game webcomics is that one about it was like two bros and they're talking about Final Fantasy, and a girl walks up and she's like, hey Keith, you want to come over to my place? I just bought Final Fantasy 2. Like, we can play it. Oh man, Final Fantasy 2. She must mean Final Fantasy 4 because it's only Final Fantasy 2 in the US. Haha, she's just like a fake gamer girl, whatever. And they high five and run off into the distance. And then it shows like her hand and she's holding a Japanese copy of 2. Oh, it's such a good joke. That's an Inside Baseball comic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Quite.
But my old game, I started and finished replaying through Sleeping Dogs again.
Why?
I love that game. That is
But what? That's not even an old game.
It's pretty old, man. It's the last gen.
No, it was re-released.
Yeah, but it's still last gen. It didn't add anything.
It's not
new.
even retro.
Here, let me see. I'm gonna see when it came out. We'll see if it's retro.
No, it's not.
Sleeping Dogs.
What'd you find?
2012. Only 6 years.
I said it's not even retro.
Whatever. It's still pretty old. 6 years.
Ooh, whatever.
So I'm playing through that game, and I played through it. I finished it. Started to finish it. I fucking love that game. That is my third time playing that game start to finish.
Why?
Because I love it. Just playing GTA in Hong Kong. It's such a unique setting. Being Wei Shen and like the way they set up the story is very stereotypical Chinese kung fu film of like
hard boiled,
like hard boiled, like police story.
Yeah.
You got the out of control police officer. He gets results, but he can't be held down by the rules, man. And in this case, Wei Shen is undercover for the Triad. He's got his like sketchy boss Pendrew. He's the white guy, and he's just like coming into China. He's be like, yo man, like I'm gonna do things my way. And it's like, yo, Pendrew's a piece of shit. He doesn't understand our country and our culture, all this shit. And just the way they ride that line of tropey kung fu cop movie and crazy ridiculous action movie. That's fantastic.
Okay.
I love it.
Okay.
It's so good.
Okay.
They got that DLC where it's basically a Bruce Lee movie where you go to the island and you fight everybody in stages, and then they have like the game of death and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they have the Nightmare on something street.
Yeah.
Which is like everyone turns into like those Chinese hopping zombies, and there's all that stuff. It's such a good game, and the story's so well written. It's full of twists and turns. It's full of intrigue.
Yeah.
Romance.
Okay.
You got Wei Shen. You don't know, even at the end of the game, you don't know what side of the law he's on. Because, like, has he been in the Triad too long?
Yeah.
You don't know.
Yes.
Right? Has he?
Yeah.
But really? But he brought in the bad guy.
Yeah.
Or
is he the bad?
Or is he the bad guy?
I think he's the bad guy.
He might be.
I don't know. Not as intriguing as Shaman King.
Shut up. Yeah, but I don't know. I can't recommend Sleeping Dogs enough. I was playing on the PC. So the reason I started replaying it is because me and my friends this weekend, what we were supposed to do, but plans fell through, was we usually have like a marathon day. Like I told you, like we did Little Witch. And it was my pick. And I was going to do old Kung Fu films from like the late 60s, early 70s, and then moving up. Right? But it got canceled. We're going to postpone it for another day. But I was like, I got this Kung Fu itch now. I was like previewing all these movies that I used to love, and I want to do something start to finish, so I started playing it again.
Yeah.
And also, the definitive edition of that game was on sale on Steam. I want to say it was like $8.
Yeah.
So it's like, whatever. Buy it, do it. Let's see what's up. And the definitive edition is always touted as being like the better version of the game. Because all the DLC is like linked within the story and the side missions, so it's more of a natural progression to get that stuff. And it's supposed to look better. And I will say, when you first look at the game, it looks better. Like you got fog effects, you got all this nice city stuff. But once you get into the character models and certain indoor environments, the game actually looks worse for some reason. Like characters are less detailed. They have less like of those like crazy high resolution textures like dimples and like sweat and stuff like that on the character. It's really weird. So you kind of have this toss up. Like you can't get the original on Steam anymore because it's just the definitive edition now. but also the game kind of looks worse on the definitive edition. Like, there's no choice now if you have never played it. Like, just get the definitive edition. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But there are marginal differences that I noticed because I went from playing that one to the definitive edition's here. I'll just start from the beginning here. So
Right.
it's weird. I don't know.
How long is this game?
I want me doing a lot of side missions too. I finished it in about 15 hours.
Oh, it's shorter than I thought.
Yeah.
Oh.
There is tons of stuff to do in that game. Like, I haven't touched all the side missions. But I did do a lot of like racing events, DLC events and stuff like that, and I want to say it was about 15 hours.
Interesting.
It's great.
Keep that in mind when I don't play it.
I don't know, man, your birthday's coming up.
What are you saying?
It's saying you might get a copy of Sleeping Dogs.
That does not require me to do anything.
It requires you to play it.
No.
Because it's a gift.
I can shelve it.
It requires you.
I could put a post and say,
What else did I threaten
is
you
a
with?
gift.
What else did I threaten you with for your birthday?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
I
I
can't
have to listen back to
remember.
old episodes, maybe.
Yeah.
I threatened you with a bunch of stuff.
You did.
I did.
You did.
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
Fine.
Okay. No.
Thread all you want.
It's a great game. I recommend it.
I don't think I have a computer that can play it.
You have a PS4 that can play it?
But that's not really meant for the sleeping dogs.
It is, though. It is. You just take that, like, I don't know what's going to happen today. Like, maybe you'll be missing your Overwatch disc.
What?
Like, I don't know.
That'd be the perfect reason to go digital.
I don't know what would happen. I don't know what would happen. So we'll see.
All right.
But yeah, that's been the new stuff in my week. I've actually been listening to a lot of Joe Rogan podcasts.
Wow.
So Joe Rogan has a podcast on YouTube and any other.
Do you do the
places
YouTube one or do you do the?
I do the YouTube one.
Okay.
Right.
Why?
Because I'm at work and I could just pull up YouTube.
All right.
Right.
Fair enough.
I'm still mostly listening to it as audio. Like, I'm not watching the podcast.
Right.
But sometimes he has clips where he's bringing stuff up to show on screen, and then when that happens and I hear him mention it, I'll click over to the video and watch it. But I've been listening to a lot of interesting stuff lately.
Quite good.
There was one lady who was on there. She was talking about holistic medicine.
Yeah.
And it was weird because she started off as like, oh yeah, like a lot of your stuff can be helped with like a good diet, exercise, eating a decent portion of red meat, like not too much, not too little. It's healthy and blah blah blah. And then she goes like straight off the deep end and is like, yo man, coffee enemas. Let me tell you about this.
I'm sorry?
Coffee enemas.
Huh.
So
I'm intrigued.
Apparently, it is to flush out the toxins within your body.
Oh.
A great way to do that is to take a tube and stick it about 12 inches into your ass. 12 inches.
12 inches?
12 inches. I'm not gonna tell you what the circumference, what the width, what the girth of that tube has to be. But you gotta go deep. You gotta get that 12-incher. And if you funnel brewed, not hot, obviously, but brewed room temperature coffee.
Do I stick the tube in first and then start the brewing?
No. Brew, cool,
Okay.
then tube. If you stick it up your butt and you drain out all the toxins with the coffee has so much nutrients and vitamins and natural elements to it that it'll clear you of a lot of your ailments. It's fucking ridiculous. It was crazy because I was with her for like an hour. I was like, yo, you're speaking. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah.
Right? And then she's like, but guys, let me tell you, coffee enemas. And I'm like, whoa. And then she even went like even further and was like, no amount of depression can ever be helped with medication. And I'm like, girl, you went in it.
Yeah.
Right? And so her whole thing is that she used to be a part of the professional field.
Yeah.
Right?
And then she did some experimental magic and got fired.
I don't know. Maybe. That sounds the most logical. But I'm trying to pull up her name because
She sounds like a serial killer, and she sounds like your best friend, and she's the best salesperson in the world.
Yeah.
And then she'll get you to commit to the dumbest shit and just to fuck with you.
So her name is Kelly Brogan.
Brogan.
Yeah.
Well,
Kelly Brogan. Joe Rogan and Kelly Brogan.
There's some flags right there. There's some flags right there.
But I also listened to another fantastic one on there. I think her name Rhonda Patrick. Yeah,
Rousey.
no, her name is Rhonda Patrick. She's a doctor in like nutrition, biomedical science, and she's an expert on nutritional health.
All right.
And so I started doing this thing because I heard it on her podcast, which is timed eating. So I give myself a window of 9 to 10 hours.
Yeah.
And I can only eat within that time.
Okay.
Right. And so what that's supposed to do, it's supposed to make it so that you don't eat late. And also you give your body, you eat during the time that your body's digestive is at its peak working condition.
Yeah.
So basically what she said is that as soon as you put something in your body in the morning, it starts off your stomach. Because it's like we're out of rest mode. It's time for digestion mode.
It's go time.
It's go time. But as the day goes on, your digestion gets weaker and weaker because it's been working the whole time.
Yeah.
And her thing is like, if you give yourself the 9 to 10 hour window, 9 is the best, she says, you are only eating within a period that your digestion is at its most optimal.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, that extra food you eat, or you would have eaten, doesn't get just immediately put into fat deposits.
Yeah.
Right? It's all used for energy and it's all efficient.
Yeah.
And I've only been doing it for about, I want to say 2.5 weeks now.
Yeah.
But I have been noticing differences in like how I feel.
Yeah.
But also the most important one, a little gross.
Oh, tell them everybody.
My BMs on the regular. I'm like pooping every day.
I'm glad you said that because I was gonna say BMs. No one's gonna understand
my
bowel
bowel
movement.
movements.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm pooping on the regular.
Ugh.
Feels good.
Are we talking like twice a day, morning and night?
I'm saying it's like usually like late afternoon,
Yeah.
early evening, and it's just a good one. Like it's just go for it.
You just like driving home. You're like, oh, here it comes.
I'm like, I can feel it,
Yeah.
and I know it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
It's gonna. I'm gonna get off that toilet. I'm gonna be like, whoa, is there less gravity? Like,
How much are you storing?
is there less gravity? I can't tell. But also I've been changing up eating habits too. I've been trying to eat like less junk, more salad, more greens.
You sound excited.
Salad and whatever. Listen, I'm Italian. I'm half Italian. Those carbs are my life.
Yeah.
I eat that pasta. I eat that bread. I eat that cheese.
Oh, cheese.
Cheese is so good.
It is.
It is.
But it's not something you appreciate until you're older.
Cheese? I have appreciated cheese all my life.
Really?
Yeah.
Must be Italian then.
Yeah. I love cheese. All the different types of cheese.
Yeah.
I would probably say goat cheese is my personal favorite.
I think the thing I appreciate most is bread.
Bread. A good bread.
A good bread can solve any of life's problems.
A good loaf.
Yeah. Good sourdough.
So yeah, I'm doing that. But yeah, so it's actually helped me a lot. And she has a lot of interesting topics outside of just like exercise health and stuff like that, out of bowel movements, out of eating. The one I learned is about, on the most recent one she was on, it was about the importance of breastfeeding your child as a baby, as a newborn.
Yeah.
And I didn't know this, but apparently breast milk in women in the early stages after birth, they actually have this enzyme in it that's only produced during the early stages.
Yeah.
And when the baby drinks it, it gets that enzyme and it's put into its stomach. But the stomach is at such an early phase in its development that it can't break down those enzymes.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens is that those enzymes create different bacteria cultures, which then the antibodies in the baby have a safe way to like determine what those are and make antibodies against them.
Mm.
And if you don't do that portion, it's been medically proven that your baby is 4 times more likely to develop a allergy of some sort in early age going forward.
Yeah.
Whether it be pollen, peanuts,
Whatever.
Yeah. Right? And I'm like, damn, man, the human body is nuts. The human body is crazy. That it can do all that stuff. And that the baby's body knows to receive that and all that stuff. It's insane.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's good stuff. I don't know. He has a lot of really interesting people on his podcast, but also sometimes he just like gets his comedian friends and they fuck around.
Yeah.
Like I think there was an episode with this guy Joey Diaz, and he was telling a time that he farted so bad on a school bus that the smell made the cheerleaders cry.
That's one hell of a fart.
Or, yeah, like the stink was so bad and it lingered for so long that it made cheerleaders on the bus cry, and a teacher yell out, "Oh no, it's changing flavors."
Oh, do they know it was him?
I think so. I think in the story, if I remember the story correctly, they knew it was him.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
Yeah, and but he's just talking about how like sometimes you just gotta let out the best farts.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. Yeah, so he'll go from like really interesting science talk to just like lowbrow humor.
Yeah.
And it's fun because you never know what each episode is gonna get.
Clearly.
One of his most recent ones is with Sturgill Simpson. He's a country singer, Canadian. I think he was up for a Grammy recently.
Kind of, yeah.
Is he Canadian? No, he's not. He's from the States. I'm lying. I'm pretty sure he's from the States.
Thank you for telling the truth.
Yeah, I'm lying. But they talk about the music industry, what it's like being an independent artist with starting out at a label, how he got his career started, his experience with drugs and stuff like that. And it's like a really interesting podcast.
Cool.
So, yeah, check it out. I like millions of people listen to it already, but I don't think it needs advertisement.
Yeah, neato.
It's good shit.
Cool.
That's been it. It's been my week.
That's been your week. That's been my week. That's been this podcast's week. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Let us know. Give us some feedback. What do you think of drinking and driving?
Should we leave the review for the end of the podcast to make sure that the alcohol is within us?
Yeah.
Or should we? Yeah, I don't know. We should see.
I don't know. I feel like we've done something similar before. Was it called drinking and driving?
I don't think we should call drinking and driving, but we have drank on the podcast before.
I feel like we give it a name though.
I don't remember.
It's been years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So next week, look forward to the second installment, the second T2 of drinking and driving, second gear, whatever you want to call it, where we take a look at New Initial D, movie 2, Awakening.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys are too.
Part one's so good.
Until then, see you guys next week.
See ya.